I added blinking lights. A cool little story before I dive into the video. So the spaceship that's behind me, my grandfather actually made it. He was really into like making things from hand, like taking normal things around the house and like putting it together, painting them, you know, making them into different things. So he actually took that, I believe it was like a light that you hang up in the ceiling. He actually took it, painted it, and made it into a spaceship. He actually did all the wiring and things. That's beyond my knowledge, but he was amazing at that type of stuff. So, but I added some blinking lights and now it's a complete spaceship now. So I normally don't make these type of videos, but I have to say it's been a heck of a year. I've been going through actually today and archiving, going through old videos that I've done throughout the year. And I kind of just wanted to take a moment and just say thank you. This year has been incredible. The channel has seen, you know, enormous growth over the past few years, and that's all because of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, leaving comments down below, and all of that. But in this video, what I wanted to do is share some stats throughout the year, some accomplishments, some wins, some of the things from behind the scenes that you might not realize that we do here, and as well as the future, the struggles, the lessons, these struggles every day. But you know, this video, it's not for the algorithm, it's for you guys. I just kind of wanted to share a little bit, you know, of the background of John, the video guy, show a little bit more of my personality as well. But yeah, let's dive into it. What a year, guys. Over the lifetime of the channel, I did want to start with the lifetime stats. We've gained 6,521 subscribers, and we just crossed the 1 million view mark. We now have 1,022,012 views. That is incredible. Thank you so much for watching. That just means the world to me. You know, when I first started my YouTube channel, I never thought I'd get to 1 million views. Like, just thinking of like 1 million people watching me edit, that's insane. But thank you, thank you, thank you. The 2023 stats, which I think if you're into like learning how to be a YouTuber, or maybe you're in your own content creation journey, this might be helpful for you. Growth on YouTube is really, it's more exponential. So when I go over the 2022, 2023 stats, you'll kind of see what I mean. But I first started my channel, I started my channel quite a while ago, like when I was in high school, like back in 2013, 2014, I believe. But I really started taking it seriously in around March of 2021. That's when I started making at least one video a week, and I haven't stopped ever since. So from March of 2021 to now, at least one new video has come out every single week without a miss. So, you know, a big thing about YouTube is consistency. But let me show you the 2023 stats. So this past year, we gained 806,364 views, 21,284 watch hours, and we've gained 4,883 new subscribers. Now compare that to 2022. In 2022, we gained 157,000 views, 5,000 watch hours, and 1,300 subscribers. And if you look at the 28 days, which is very interesting looking at comparing 28 days to 2022, we've gained 86,000 views, 2.2 thousand watch hours, 2,200, and 453 subscribers. So you can see almost like the 28 days looks similar, just a little less than the whole year stat from 2022. But that growth is just amazing. I just want to thank you, you know, for supporting me on this journey as a content creator, as a YouTuber, as a fellow video editor, content creator. Thank you. Thank you for watching and supporting the channel. Now, the #1 performing video in the last year I thought I'd share was the After Effects preference settings video. And if you don't know about that, I'll link it right up there if you do want to check that out. It's basically I think a 13-minute video where I go over the best settings inside After Effects preference settings. So kind of like what to turn on, what to turn off, that type of stuff. And the reason why I think it was successful, I think it was 2 reasons that I wanted to cover, if you're interested in the YouTube type of stuff. I think it hit on searchability for one, because you know people are searching for After Effects preference settings, obviously, but also I think it is the content itself. in that video, I really gave it my all, and you can tell like based on the editing, the personality, I was funny in it. I think a lot of people engaged with it, left comments and likes as well. The retention wasn't bad. Retention on tutorial channels is rough sometimes, especially for longer videos. If you are a tutorial channel watching this, or a very long form type of channel watching this, you'll notice that, like, say if I make a 2-minute, 3-minute video, you know, about maybe exporting something out of Premiere Pro, they'll tend to do better than like, you know, a 20, 25-minute video talking about how to do color grading. You know what I mean? Unless it's like really engaging. Where this video, I kind of took it to the next level when it comes to engagement. But that's probably why I want to say this outperformed everything else. It has over, I think, 50,000 views, so it did definitely overperform. Now let's go over some of the things that I've been working on in the background that you may or may not realize. One of the things that I've been doing lately is coming out with monthly email blasts. So this past year, actually earlier this year, I invested in some mail list software and been compositing and compiling email lists and blasts. Usually I come out with like a monthly email newsletter. If you are interested in signing up, a link will be down in the video description. But essentially, it's just an email that comes out once or twice a month that says, hey, check out what's new. I do have a website with a blog, so I'll link like a new blog article that I wrote, as well as some interesting videos and content that you might be interested in. So I've been coming out with that lately. I've been doing that. Another thing that I started late last year and kind of got into a rhythm more this year is my Patreon page. So if you don't know, I have a Patreon. You can join in the link below. And the cadence that has worked well with me and what I'm doing with Patreon is coming out with a new asset or template once a month, usually near the beginning of the month. And that's also linked or announced in my newsletter as well. So like, for example, in January, what's coming out next month is a cool glitch logo animation for Adobe After Effects that you can use for your own project, can support logos or text. So that's one example that might come out. So I've been working on that, found a decent cadence with it. And one other cool thing that I did this year is I finally created my full merch store. So if you notice my tutorials where I wear that edit shirt, you can now get your very own using the merch shelf down below. I will also link to the full store down below in the video description if you do want to check that out. But those are some of the different things I've been working on in the background. One other thing that I did want to mention, in case you aren't aware, is I do have an Instagram as well. Feel free to follow me at John the Video Guy. On there specifically, I have reels, basically like 15 to 30 second Premiere Pro tutorials. So if you're new to Premiere Pro and want a quick and easy way to learn a lot of tips really quickly, you can go back in time on my feed and like watch all of them. And that's a good way. I've shared that with a few other editors and it really has helped them as well. So feel free to go and watch some content if you're interested. But let's go over some of the struggles. Content creation isn't always a bunch of roses. I don't know why roses. It's not always uphill, I guess. One thing that I started doing more this past year that I've stopped doing is live streaming. I've experimented. I even bought a stream deck or like a A10 Mini Pro where I can like switch cameras and screen record and things. I still use it for recording my videos, but in general, I started live streaming and ever since I got COVID, I couldn't really keep up with going like a full hour and a half talking straight. And just the comments section and you guys kind of recommended just not doing them anymore. So I've stopped doing them, and what I'm gonna do instead is just make concise, long form videos on my channel that aren't live. It's just something that I can't really do physically anymore. So it's something I tried that I'm just not gonna do. But I tried it, I can say that. Another thing that I've gotten a lot better at, I think as a content creator, but you can leave comments down below, is showing the result of the tutorial first in my videos. Where back in the day, like when I first started creating videos, I'd be like, okay, we're gonna make a slideshow today. And I just go right into it without showing like, okay, this is what it looks like in the end. I think it's important for tutorial channels to show what they're gonna create at the beginning. That way you know whether to watch it or not. So that's something I'm getting better at. But a few of my older videos, I didn't do that, and that's a lesson I've learned. Now, when it comes to future content, kind of going off of these two things is, I think for the future of my channel, I'm gonna focus on content first, really diving into just like the practical advice and steps to complete video editing or motion design projects and that type of stuff. I've experimented with a few different ways of doing content, whether to add background music, overlay graphics. Should I be on the screen more? Should the screen be on the screen more? And what I've come to realize is I like the simpler, like just layout. But you can leave comments down below. I am open to suggestions if you want, to leave feedback on how I should edit my, tutorials, what might be better for the viewer. I'm always open to hearing from you guys. But what I'm gonna try to do, and what I've been doing basically the last 3 months or so of my tutorials have kind of followed this, is like the intro, this is what I'm gonna do today, this is what I'm showing you, here's why I'm showing you. Goes into a short bumper, and then it goes right into it. And for the most part, I'm just gonna show my screen. I think that's the best, unless I'm going from like, okay, now we're gonna do this, and maybe it's more on camera, explaining, rather than staring at a blank screen that's not doing anything, obviously. But what the point I wanted to make was, I'm gonna focus on just the content. Make sure that the content's great, that each step is mentioned, that I'm not skipping over anything, but it's fast enough and it's not too slow where it's boring and I'm talking about my day or whatever. Obviously this video is a little different. It's not typical video. And also focusing on accessibility. So here at the John the Video Guy YouTube channel, I make all the closed captions by hand. I retype them. I use Premiere Pro to do the automatically do it, but then I obviously retype the errors, because specifically when it comes to tutorials, a lot of the terms like Mogurts, or like, if I'm talking about Artlist, or like, Envato elements, or different things, depending on the language I use, it doesn't pick up correctly. And a lot of the times for our, when it comes to accessibility, the auto YouTube transcription doesn't, pick up those words. So what I've been doing is typing by hand, redoing it. So accessibility to me is important. So I hope you guys see that as well. Trying to make it as audible, as clear as possible, so no background music, no distractions on screen, just the tutorial content first, with accessibility in mind. That's basically the future of what I plan to do. The other thing I've been thinking about is other software and tools. So obviously AI is a big hot topic right now. Will Premiere Pro or After Effects be around in 3 years? I think it will be. I think there's going to be a lot of AI tools and things that will pop up in the future. And in the meantime, there are already a lot of AI tools. Like one, for example, is like Runway ML that I use. I actually make videos about Runway, but usually they're in conjunction with other projects in like Premiere Pro or After Effects. That's typically, I think, how I'm going to utilize AI or talk about AI a lot. But the people at CapCut reached out to me. That's the big thing, is like I don't use CapCut, so like I'm not going to talk about CapCut. I'm a Premiere Pro After Effects user. DaVinci Resolve is another popular editing software. I use DaVinci. Actually, during the pandemic, I learned how to use it. I switched back to Premiere Pro and After Effects because I like the dynamic link, and like, I obviously do graphic design and use all the apps as well as a creative director. So for me, it just makes sense to just focus on Premiere Pro, After Effects, focus on one thing and try to share all the nooks and crannies of those two softwares, rather than, okay guys, we're gonna become a Resolve channel now. But that might be the future, you never know. But yeah, that's basically all I wanted to share with you guys today. Once again, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Thank you for supporting me as a content creator. And I hope you guys have an awesome new year. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.